What is up, guys? Lord Nick here, bringing you another League of Legends related video. And in this video, guys, I almost said this game. Technically, I guess it was this game. But in this video, guys, we're going to be talking about losing gracefully. And the mental state that you have to be able to put yourself in games to win more games is actually to be okay with losing. And so this is kind of a concept that might sound familiar to a lot of people, right? Like every coach out there, every person that's a YouTube personality that's trying to help you improve, always tells you you have to be okay with the fact that you're going to lose games. What they don't really cover is this concept of losing gracefully. And what losing gracefully means is being able to specifically fall behind, but not become a massive detriment to your team. Because there's a difference between somebody who's just getting their ass kicked and is just being like, all right, I can't do anything, guys. I'm just going to sit back, soak this XP. I'm still the same level as them, but I can't fight them without help. Right? There's a difference between that guy and the guy that is just like, look, this guy beat me 1v1. I'm going to keep fighting him because I know that I know personally I'm better than him. Which might be true. It might have been that it was just a bad 1v1. You missed the 1v1. And then in the next 1v1, you lost it because now you were mentally starting to boom yourself because you couldn't imagine losing to this guy. But now you're losing to him more because you're getting into your own head. You're psyching yourself out. You're making yourself overthink a situation. You keep misplaying it. And then bam, he's now 3 kills up on you. That second option there, where the guy ends up 3 kills up on you, is the worst case scenario for one, your lane, and two, your team. Because guess what? You're never going to accept the fact that you have now lost because of your own incompetency, right? You should have realized after the first time, oh man, I messed up here. I need to stop challenging him because it doesn't matter if he's a worse player than me. He now has statistics on his side, right? He's probably a level or 2 up on you now. And he's probably got items up on you now because he's got 3 kills on you. The only time you'd really retake that fight is if he's stuck around after killing you once, maybe twice, and he's under a quarter HP. So that level advantage doesn't mean anything because he has no way to defend against you, and he's used all his summoners. And maybe that's a situation where you can punish him a little bit. But then after that, you have to realize that he's still stronger than you. You cannot take a one-on-one fight with him anymore. This is a thing that specifically solo laners end up facing a lot more problems with. Though you definitely see it in the jungle occasionally, and you do see it in the bot lane in a situation of just not understanding how certain champion spikes happen, right? Some champions spike really hard off of just a couple of levels, and so having a small level advantage might just be enough that the enemy bot lane is now able to fight you and win against you because you're just not as good as them, but you never really accepted that and didn't realize that that was the case. So what is this mental is this this isn't everything to this mental state, right? This very same type of mental state is what leads people to forcing plays, right? You start pressuring your team to feel like they have to do something because you're now losing so hard. Your team has to try to find a cross map. Your team has to try to find this play to make it work because you are now situationally in a situation that you've now put them in a situation that they have to make something happen. But they can't because they're not ahead enough. And this individual is now able to pressure your team off enough that team fights aren't going to go y'all's way. Positioning for objectives may not go your way because they have so much pressure that you can't even like try to sneak objectives unless you know for a fact that the enemy jungler is not there. But you're in solo queue. Not everybody's tracking the enemy jungler. So just losing this one situation, this hypothetical lane, can lose your team the game. So what's the best situation if you find yourself at a 0-1 situation in a solo lane or any lane for that matter? Well, the best way to actually play that lane is to play it passively. And, a lot of people tell you to play it passive. And most people's exception of this is, all I'm doing is farming and he's kicking my ass. Well, don't give him the opportunity to kick your ass that easily. And that sounds really blatant and really, oh yeah, I should have thought of that, right? But you didn't because you're not doing it. You're not actually giving him less opportunities to punish you. You're giving him more because you're actually stepping up to try to farm. So you have to realize, oh, that's just something I can't do now. It's like you're getting older, all right? Like one of the biggest things that causes elderly or geriatric injuries is not realizing you're older. A lot of people end up in the hospital because they're 50 something years old, still trying to do something they did when they were 20, and not recognizing and accepting, I'm too old, I can't physically do this anymore. And in the same way in League of Legends, that's the best way to put an analogy of this is, yeah, maybe if you weren't so behind, you could step up in CS and you could take some rough trades and you're just falling a little bit behind in CS at that point. But you're not. You're in a situation now that is, you are playing damage control. So the most important thing for you to do is to not fall behind in levels. Falling behind in CS, yeah, money sucks. You know, if he has an item advantage on you, that sucks ass. If he has a 3-level lead and an item advantage on you, that sucks more ass, right? If you try to take this fight and you're trying to step up to get the CS, what happens? You don't get the CS because you're not last hitting it. He's forcing you away from the wave, so you have to stand even farther back so you can't even get XP, which then means he now has a level lead, he has money lead, he has a current situational lead on you, and he has a chance to just kill you straight out because you've put yourself in kill range for them. Most of the time, they're going to be closer to full HP, and you're going to be closer to a quarter HP, right? So there's this concept of losing gracefully. So how does one lose gracefully? So let's say you situationally end up finding yourself where you have now been killed once in lane because of a stupid fight you took, or maybe you just got, you misplayed it, whatever. What is the best case scenario you can do here to pay them respect in this case? Well, you start watching how your opponent's playing the lane. If your opponent is playing the way that they were playing before, right, where they're just taking really bad positions, they're not punishing you to CS. But if they're trying to actively punish you, they're actively trying to beat you up, the best thing you can do is just step away. Let him fuck with the wave, dude. Like, if he has to freeze a wave, you have to wait for somebody to come help you. So if he's got the wave frozen, what can you do? You fake it back. What happens when you're freezing a wave and your lane opponent's been gone for like 3 minutes, right? Well, you're going to just push. What's the point of freezing, right? Yeah, you're stalling them out, but you're not getting any map pressure from this. So if they're not getting map pressure, what can you do? Well, you can go get map pressure. The second you show up somewhere else on the map, their immediate response in every caveman brain of a top laner, solo laner, jungler, Unga Bunga, we need to push, right? Because now there's nobody here to stop me from pushing for tower plates. Well, if all you did was make a gank mid and they realize this and they start pushing, you can head back to top. Hey, guess what? The wave's coming into you now. You get to just catch the XP. You're not taking the fight. You're not looking to kill him. You're just taking the XP. You know why you're just taking the XP? The exact concept we just talked about. It's better for you to just be behind in gold than it is to be behind in experience. So the best ways to break a freeze, yes, of course, is to have your jungler come up there and help, or somebody come up there and help you break this freeze. It could be a support, jungle, mid, somebody else. Somebody come help me break this. Well, if that's not an option, then don't be there. There's no point to be there. Go do something else. Steal the enemy's jungle. Start warding up. Make a gank mid. Make a gank bot, because you have TP, and you can just TP back to the lane once he starts pushing it in. There are so many things you can do that them limiting you to not being able to do something should tell them what you can do, but like also now you're not as guaranteed as what you're going to do. Because now if you're stealing the enemy's jungle, but they think you're going to blink and play bot, their jungler might be sitting to bot side waiting for you to make this play, but instead you just stole their entire topside camps. Or maybe you and your jungle got vision and you guys went and took an objective on the top side. Because even though you yourself are not getting advantage, the opposing lane's not doing anything. He's just freezing it. So if he's freezing it, and if he wants to maintain that freeze, he has to stay there. He is locked now. You are not. You don't have to be there. Yeah, you're going to fall behind, but you're already going to fall behind because it's already at a disadvantaged state. Find something else to do. Lose gracefully. Shit, I'm not winning us this game, but I can put other people in position to win us this game. That is the key between climbing and being hard stuck, guys. I shit you not. This is one of the biggest things that most people don't understand. You are not the anime protagonist. You don't have to be. Sometimes you are. I'm not gonna fault you on thinking that, you know, oh man, but sometimes I'm the hard carry. Yeah, sometimes you have that pressure and you need to be you have to be the carry. You have to be the protagonist here. But a lot of the time, you don't have to force it. If you are behind, don't force it. Try to find a way to get an advantage for somebody else on your team. Or maybe find a way to get yourself an advantage back. right? Like if you're able to go and get a buff, right? You know, they might have that kill up on you, but if you're roughly the same level and you have a buff now, shit, you might actually be able to win the lane now because surprisingly, red buff adds a lot of value. So does blue buff for poking and then being able to use your abilities off of cooldown more. So there are other options than just winning lanes, and that is the key distinction between a player who can climb and a player who can't climb. Because if you can actively take a game where you are losing, but your team can win off of it because you're not inting and you're not just giving them unnecessary leads, you're playing around other options, you actually have a better chance of winning games by losing. So just kind of consider this, guys, when you're going into it. And I mean, this is all, of course, very situational topic. You know, these are the most general terms I can put it into, and the most easy way I can make it like kind of stand out for people is for them to grasp the concept that I mean, you know, losing so your team can win is a very hard concept to grasp, and it's not a fun concept to do, and it's pretty hard to do well. But once you get used to it, it becomes kind of a second nature thing. And like I said, it's very situational. So if you want to learn more about these individual situations, or you have examples of situations where you think maybe I could have lost gracefully here, but you want somebody to look at it, hit me up, guys. I'm trying to do more one-on-one coaching, so feel free to message me here on YouTube. You can message me in my Discord. It is completely free one-on-one coaching, and the only exception is I might ask to make a video out of it so I can kind of showcase this to people and kind of start building my resume. I'm trying to move into the coaching world in League of Legends, so if that's the case, I need to start building up credibility in a way. This is one of the ways I want to do it, so because I'm building that up, I don't feel right charging you guys anything, so feel free to hit me up for free coaching, guys. I can guarantee I can help you get to at least platinum. And I've done it multiple times. I've helped many silvers and many bronzes actually make it to platinum, and I can do it for you if you're hard stuck in gold, if you're hard stuck silver, if you're hard stuck bronze and iron. I can guarantee I can help you get out of it because it's really just changing how you are thinking and making you be more aware and more accountable for the things you are doing. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like or a sub if that is the case. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to hit me up for coaching, like I said, you can reach out to me here through the comments or on my Discord or in any of the other avenues I might leave below. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye, guys.